that's all part of Yanto's hardened exterior to sort of hide his vulnerability. I'm sure he's told Jack everything. I'm sure Jack knew that his dad worked at Debenhams.
Yeah, what is that?
Debenhams is a department store. So instead of being a master tailor, you know, for Target, you were in the clothes section. Yeah, I think that's just part of his, you know, unwillingness to expose himself, expose his feelings, expose his vulnerability. And I think the touching part of it is the fact that Jack is probably the only one he has been completely honest with. So it's all part of his character. I mean, you know, Gwen's is, but still, this is, you know, it's very difficult for him to let anyone. He's got his friends, but I think Jack was the first one that he completely confided in with regards to his past.
Okay, so
Walk of Fame.
Right.
Katie Country Part 1 and 2.
I'm thinking it's a little unreasonable, but if either of you were into it, I'd love to hear you sing briefly, or if not, maybe you could just talk about the role of music in your work and how it's been a part of your life.
You can get his CD at the Walk of Fame at 1 o'clock.
That's probably much more
That's what I was
It's
gonna
going to be there, so you'll be able to, he'll have some for you.
Yeah, I've got 2 EPs out. Together they make an album, but they're sort of light and dark. The first one's very high energy, sort of heavy rock, stoner rock, blues, and the second one is acoustic, more sound rather than sort of growled. That's Kid Country Part 2. Both from the same place, but both they're about different types of feelings and different ways of expression, sort of expressing discontent and frustration. So please pick them up. And as far as music in my work, I started off at the age of 8 as, you know, learning the piano and the trumpet in the corner. And it was just a shame I had music teachers that really wanted to push me in a sort of classical direction, especially on the trumpet. I wanted to do sort of jazz and swing and things like that, but I wasn't really allowed. So I think that was one of the reasons I lost interest in music at that point, and then said I want to do acting classes, and then I got hooked then, and that's where the acting started. But music, and then I went to college and met other guys that were doing music, and they were allowed to play whatever they wanted to play. They played heavy guitars, and then they were taught by people who wanted to encourage those things as well. They wanted to encourage people's strengths. So then I got re-interested. I took up the piano again. I didn't have any more lessons, but I remembered the basics and started writing. I wrote some scores for shows in college. The play that I did, Wrecked, I wrote the score to that. And then James came over to do a gig when he played Captain John.
Oh, man.
Yeah?
I've got a broken hand for that.
And then I sang a song. I knew a band. I asked them if they'd be interested in backing me for the purposes of supporting James, and they did. And then Blue Gillespie came out of that, really.
Every day I take you dancing in the dark. You could be my woman, that would be fine. You could be my baby, I would drive you crazy every night and day, all of the time.
If I had a hammer, then let it be my version. I got a hammer, hammer in the morning. Has anyone heard that? He's here somewhere, so I'm not going to say it. So, you know, when we sat at home twiddling our thumbs, that's all we do, really, isn't it? Is to imagine how we can create, how we can react, you know, in the future. And part of that is obviously imagining ways that Jan's going to come back, or imagining ways Captain John could reappear.
Yeah. Frankly, whatever I imagine, they come up with something much nastier and much more painful. So it's always like a gift when they give the script to me, you know. But yeah, man.
Wouldn't it be great for Captain John to come back and have a mysterious new companion?
See what I found. Yeah, I could get that, dude. I could get Jack by getting used.
I have a question for.
When I was in high school, I got to be in a production of Godspell that was a thespian society. And we went to Ball State University in Muncie, Indiana. And I was like, I think there was 3,000 of us there, and they cast Godspell from all over the country, right? And I played Jesus. So the thing was is that within the confines of Ball State University, we were like the Who and the Beatles and the Rolling Stones all rolled into one. Like people would like break into our rooms and steal our stuff. Girls would come into the bathroom just to try to see us go into the bathroom. We had to be like ferried back and forth to get meals and stuff, and it was really insane. And I found that it wasn't fun. I found that I was like, you know, I don't really want to be famous. So I was like, I know now. I don't need to go to Hollywood. I really need to be in theater. So I did theater all my life. I did about 100 plays. I used to produce theater in Chicago and Seattle, actually. I guess maybe there's so many favorites, you know. One of my most proud things was that my theater company, New Mercury Theater, was the first theater company to talk Dr. Seuss's widow into releasing the rights again. There was a really horrible cartoon in the 70s, and no one was allowed to touch Dr. Seuss since the 70s. And we convinced her to do it. And we got a big hit out of it, of course. The guy's a genius. And I knew, I was like, it's going to be on Broadway within 2 years. I just know it. Yeah. Also did original work. There was a really wonderful one-man show, a 3.5-hour one-man show called I Might Be Edgar Allan Poe. Weird show. Big hit, though. Big surprising hit for us. And then we also retranslated Calderón de la Barca's Life is a Dream, or La Vida es Sueño. Or rather, we took different translations and what scenes that we liked. And also, my dramaturg had done, this is boring. There was a couple of scenes that have never been translated from Spanish. They've always been dubbed, and we decided to translate those ourselves. We got a big hit out of that. But yeah, I am, as soon as my kids are grown, seriously, once my kids are grown, I'm probably going to go straight back to
people that I don't want to run out of time haven't asked questions. I'm doing a panel tomorrow and Sunday, and James is doing. I don't think we're doing another one together, are we? But there are more panels, so please come back and ask your questions. And Threaten the Opera and Henry V. Brilliant. Next question.